Thank you, brothers and sisters. We have something hip that we want to present to you.
Yo, sound man, turn it up.
Yo, we here. Welcome to Drop That Beat podcast with your man DJ Wildchild. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Man, listen, this season we talking the DJs. All right. This is all about DJ life, DJ talk. We're going to get into the mind of some of the dopest DJs from the land, from the city, from just across this nation. And today, I want to introduce one of the city's finest. My man's in there.
My man.
DJ J Grilla. What's up with it, brother? How you feeling?
I'm good.
Man, thank you for being here, boy.
I wouldn't have it no other way.
Man, listen, we go back and had some good. Listen, our situations have always been fun.
Absolutely.
And I have to say to you, I got to give you your flowers, man. You are one of the city's most underrated. Some people know about you, but more need to know about you.
That's
you know
all
what I mean?
good. That's all good.
Like you, without question, are one of the more well-rounded DJs that I know.
Thank
and
you.
I respect highly.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
there's that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Man,
I
no doubt.
appreciate that.
So let's jump into this thing, man. What got you into this thing called DJing?
Well, I got to start with my father.
Okay.
Give me a moment, because this story, deserves to be told.
Speak about it. Let's go.
But my pops, man,
Word.
bus stop calling Charlie Green. You know what I mean?
That's your pops?
You
Are
really,
you serious,
You
dog?
really didn't know that?
No.
All right, so all that clip you see floating around IG,
Word.
that clip you see floating around Facebook, I came from him. And my mom, of course.
Hell.
Hey, Mom, shout out to you.
Oh, my God. Did not know that, dog.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel real stupid right now. But it's cool.
Nah.
Oh, you come from good stock then.
It's so my dad, he didn't teach me how to DJ. He didn't encourage me to DJ.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't do none of those things. He was just, dad at home.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start seeing the effect that he has on people and what he was doing, when he was going around to different sets, he was a immaculate stepper. Man, the man was about 6'2.5", 280, but
He was a ball player.
but he was the lightest person on his feet ever.
Word. Okay.
So him and my mom, they love to dance, and they had it good on the dance floor.
Word. Okay.
But, doing the bus stop and moving around, DJing and things of that nature, by the time I got to about 10, 11 years old, that's when I started to realize what it was he was actually doing.
Okay.
But his style of DJing was not anything that excited me. I just knew he was behind two turntables and a mixer. He would play the stepping songs. Then he would, go out on the dance floor and call the bus stop, and the crowd would go crazy. And then, he'll get paid and he'll go home. And the only reason why I witnessed that is because as I got older, I started to see it because he would take me with him.
Right.
So I'd say around 7th grade, which is about 82, 83, my guy, shout out to Big Nas, Laurencio, love you. His mom got him a mixer, 212s. And back then,
Classic.
all that you were playing was house disco. So that's what he, we'd be in his room, he'd be in there, doing his thing, playing, and I'd just be sitting back kicking it,
Right.
And he turns to me one day, I don't remember it exactly, but he's like, man, your Pops DJing, man, you need to be DJing too, man, get on over here. I'm like, I'm straight. I like to dance. I like to kick it. He's like, nah, man, you know, you're going to learn. So he literally taught me how to put two records together, how to understand music, you know, count bars, things of that nature.
Dope.
And I still was like, all right, thanks, but I'm straight. But I knew how to do it.
Got you. Okay.
So I get to high school. I went to Julian, PLJ, shout out. I know, right? I know.
On,
We already had that conversation.
I went to Corliss, and you know, it was a lot of wars back then.
Hey, but look,
Straight up.
see what happens when we grow up?
You feel me? You know what I mean?
See what happens when we grow up? But get to high school, and that's when, you know, the real partying starts. So,
Definitely.
you know, I'm going out, you know, I'm kicking it. And then the primary music in the parties was just house music. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I went to high school with Bulu, Vok Walters, Lloyd Devastating, Jack Master, and I'm missing somebody, and I apologize for that. But that was the stock that we you know, built.
First of all, them names you just named.
I'm just saying.
Good night.
I'm just saying. Exactly.
Man.
So what gets me into DJing? Graduate from Julian. I go to U of I in Champaign. And this cat named Alvin Foreman invited me to his crib. It was one of those things where the upperclassmen would get like little buddies. So these are the people that, you know, you kind of sponsored around campus and things of that nature. Mm-hmm. And so Alvin invites me to his house, and he's got 12s and a mixer and all the records, you know, that you could ask for.
Dig.
Lined up. I'm like, man, you know, you mind if I, you know, get on a little bit? And he like, yeah, I mean, can you spin? I'm like, yeah, you know, I can spin.
Right.
This is what I'm thinking to myself. So I get on, man, go crazy. And they're like, man, what's this freshman dude in here kicking it like this?
A freshman.
Right. At that time, I also met another dear friend. He's like a brother to me, you know, became a mentor and a peer, and I love him to death. My man Torrin Edmond. He was down at U of I. I was a thorn in the side of his behind, because he's like, man, why does this guy keep bothering me? Why does he keep coming around? I know I see him at the parties. Why is he asking me to make him tapes? What is this? Who is this? But I wouldn't stop. I wouldn't stop because I loved his style of DJing.
Okay.
So, you know, shout out to a lot of other cats down there. Rest in peace, my man Sean Haley, Reggie McKeever. Big shout to him. I know I'm missing some cats off the top of the dome, but throughout the interview, hopefully, you know, I'll come back to them.
No doubt.
So, again, I'm still not really spinning like that. But and I can say it confidently now, the legend of J Grilla is starting to be born, because what ends up happening is all these guys graduate and they go on. Mm-hmm. A lot of the frat houses and sorority houses start to kind of mellow out. But me and my crew, we still want to kick it.
Right.
So what do? We start throwing our own parties.
Of course.
So my man J2, big shout to him. My man Rasul Mowat, big shout to him. My man DJ World, Lionel, how can I forget? Big shout to him.
Lord, you went to school.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Wow.
Joe College, you know, was in the mix down there. Yeah, I mean, listen,
dog, you went to school with all the homies.
Listen, it was crazy. But again, I'm not DJing.
Why?
Because now I've become this kind of cult following promoter. We would just throw these crazy parties, and I'll let the public, you know, kind of jump in the comments or whatever and give their accounts of what was happening.
Yeah.
But I remember specifically my man who I grew up with, and I feel so horrible for not even mentioning his name earlier. my man Jim, we call him Jim, James Tillett, but he's DJ Acid, Mr. Hot Like Fire right now. You can find him on Twitch under that moniker.
Oh, okay.
He and I would raid my mother's record collection back in the day. So that's what we would do. We'd practice down at his spot, whatever.
Word.
But he would make these tapes. And we would take these tapes and we would take them back to school with us. And I mean, just banging tapes. And I remember a party we threw at my house. I rented a house down in Champaign. My man Paul Hutchison and Freelane, my man Rasul Freelane, was setting up the sounds with World. We were waiting on World to get there to actually start spinning, so we threw the tape on. Tape banging. They just have it. I mean, the crowd, and they don't know that this is a tape playing. They like, who is this spinning?
Right.
Like, oh, that's my guy. We can't tell you his name. It's a secret. But long story short, it just turns into this thing. So now, all the guys want to come through and spin. When I'm throwing parties, things of that nature. So this goes on for some years. I'm well established that know how to put an event together, all that's going on, but I'm still not really DJing.
Like, dog, what the hell are you waiting on?
Nothing. I was having too much fun. Kicking
What are you
it.
waiting on? Like, let's go.
I want to say 96.
Oh, that was oof.
Right. My man.
What a year.
My man asked me in World to DJ his wedding. So I'm like, why are you asking me? He's like, man, because you know all the music and you know everything I want to hear.
Right.
And World was like, yeah, you can give me a break. You see what I'm saying? I can just come close it out. Like, cool. So, man, it's kind of wild because you know what to do and you know how to do it.
Definitely.
But there's a lot more that goes into it.
Definitely.
Than that.
Yeah.
We had fun at the wedding, but I caught a bug. I was like, this kind of fun. I think I might want to do this again. Yeah. So I never owned my own equipment. I always had records. I always had records, and then when CDs became a thing, I always had the music.
Mm-hmm.
So my pops passes away in 97, R.I.P. Pops, and I moved back to Chicago from Champaign. And, I'm still, throwing little get-togethers here, throwing some parties here and there, whatever.
Yeah.
And one night, man, we were down at this spot called the Wambango Bar on Hubbard. It's on Hubbard. I don't know what it is now.
I do not remember that.
Don't even trip. And me and my boy Chuck, big shout out to Chuck and my man K.O., we decided to throw a birthday party.
Right.
My birthday's on the 18th. His is on the 24th.
Okay.
And we rent out the Wambango Bar. And my homegirl Pam, who I met on the dance floor at E2, and we became the best of friends after that. I was like, Pam, you want to get down with us on this birthday? She's like, yeah. She's like, who we gonna get the DJ? I was like, I think we can cover it. I'll do a little spinning. I'll call my man Torn. We'll have Jim come down.
Yeah.
Party goes off. Bananas. Outstanding. So a few people catch, wind of this, including the owner. And he's like, man, y'all want to come back and do this again? We're like, absolutely. So I think a few months later, we came back and, did another one or whatever. A few more people showed up. Now, I'm really...
The bug done hit.
The bug is really hitting. But
the bug done hit.
What don't I have? I don't have gear. Exactly. Man, my man, 50 grand. Knowledge Beckham, you know I love you, boy. He like, hey, man, I love what y'all was doing down there. Y'all ain't doing it no more. I'm like, nah, we kind of, that kind of went by the wayside. He was like, well, I got this spot, man. Watusi. Man, I want to throw, I think I want to throw a joint, man. I want you to get down with me.
Young Watusi.
I said, yeah,
Man.
okay, but we're going to have to rent gear and all of that. We're going to need to find a resident DJ, because I wasn't ready for that smoke yet.
At least you thought you wasn't.
At least I thought I was. Thank you.
Right.
So the wildest ish happens, bro. He goes and invests in the mixer, CD player, the kind that used to have the little jog wheels on top and they would come out from the drawer, and two brand new 12s.
I think them was them Newmark joints?
It was Newmark. They were Newmark joints. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's when the effects was built in and all of that.
Yeah.
And two 12s. And man, we got the resident DJ of all resident DJs, man, Sean Hardison. And what I thought I knew about DJing,
listen here,
all of that got blew out the water, bro. I'm gonna tell you how dope Sean is.
You ain't got to. I know.
Thank you.
I know.
Sean T. He saw something in me to whereas Watusi became so big and so wonderful that it opened up a whole lot of opportunities for him. Not saying that he wasn't already doing his thing, because he was. You see what I'm saying? But his stock went through the roof. So now he's like, yo, man, you need to step up. You feel me?
Right.
By the time I get here, about midnight, you know what I'm saying? Midnight to 1, we call it the hot hour. I need to come in here, blow it out. You see what I'm saying? And then I'm either on to the next joint, or I stick around, or you finish it up. So we had people like Sundance came through and spun with us. J Grilla, that's my man. 50 Grand came through and spun with us.
Nice.
But Sean T, man, it started. Watusi started after we had started doing these boat parties. We were renting the boats off the river, and my man Knowledge was putting all that together, and that's how Sean T came in. Now it's coming back to me. And so we took that act over to Watusi. But he pushed the envelope for me, right?
Okay.
And that's when I should say my hip hop, my R&B, my reggae started to come along, because I was just primarily playing house music.
Right.
So, all right, cool. We got Watusi going. Now I got access to gear. I can start moving around, doing different parties, things of that nature, whatever. Man, this is the next part of the story is what created the guy you see right here, right now.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember at the Den, they used to do house music. Was it Monday nights? Mm-hmm. And I don't want to put him on blast, but I think a guy named Chris was running it. I think that was his name. And I know a few other cats used to be up there spinning or whatever. It was a very popular
I can't remember,
night.
but I know what you're talking
It was a
about.
very popular night.
Right.
So I learned a valuable lesson in this experience, and that lesson is it's better to be invited as opposed to ask.
Man.
As opposed to you asking.
Man. So look, let's segue right there. How does that make you feel, right? Let's just say this your house. You doing your thing. And another dude comes up and like, yo, let me get on. You know what I'm saying? How do you deal with that? Or how do you deal with it, and internally, what is that making you feel? Because I know how it is for me.
So it's funny you should ask that. It took me a few weeks to get up the courage to even ask him, because they was in there getting it. They was in there getting it in.
Right.
And he didn't know me.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, of course, he seen me around or whatever, and I knew a lot of the same people that he knew, but he didn't know me.
Right.
So I said, you know what? I'm going to go make a CD, and I'm going to write my information on it, and I'm going to give it to him.
That's so old school. Oh, that's so classic. Hey, what?
I'm going to make this CD, write my information on it, and give it to him.
Right.
And that hopefully is a catalyst for him to want to rock with me. But it's a lot more that goes into it, and I learned this over the years.
Okay.
So I get the CD made. I'm gonna answer your question, but I get the CD made, got my information all on it, go up to the den, everybody in there kicking it, having a great time. And I'm like, hey man, my name is J Grilla. It was a CD I made, man, so you can check me out. I mean, I'd love to come up here and play with y'all. Now, I could always mix. That was never the issue.
Right.
Technically, I was always sound. I didn't see the point in going out and not being technically sound.
Right.
So I knew I wasn't going to stink up the place. But there was an element that I didn't realize that needs to exist, and that is people have to know you.
I slightly got a small different take on that.
Okay.
Slightly, and I'm only speaking from like my experience, right?
Okay.
So like when I first came around, or even, it's a couple other people I've seen this happen with. Like when I first came around, it was like, yo, like it was like, who is this? This dude is killing. Like, where's dude? Huh? You know what I mean? So it's like, do you necessarily need?
But that was a good thing.
Okay.
Because you were killing it.
Okay, but I mean, were you not going to kill it though? You know what I mean?
True. But he don't know that.
Okay.
He don't know that. You see what I'm saying? He's never heard me before. He don't know me. Okay, fine. I'm gonna take your CD. That's cool. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'll let you know. I'll holler at you. All right, cool. Week go by, nothing. Couple of weeks go by, nothing. Couple of months go by, nothing. Couple of years go by, nothing. So I was like, man,
right.
It is what it is. You feel what I'm saying? It didn't stop me from, moving forward and doing my thing. You see what I'm saying? So I'm at the gig one day, and my job, the same job I have now, and my phone rings, and I'm looking at the number, and it's a 404 area code, which is Atlanta. I'm like, who's calling me? So I'm like, hello? Hey, hello. I'm looking for a J Grilla? J Grilla? I was like, yeah, who's this? I think you know my brother. I'm like, your brother? I don't, who, all right. Can you help me out a little bit more? She's like, yeah, I think you know my brother. And I was just seeing if you could DJ this event for me. I'm in Atlanta now, but I'm coming back home to Chicago, and I would just love for you to spin. And I'm like, wait, help me out. Who are you? She's like, my brother, Chris. I'm remiss with the guy's name. I'm so sorry. But she goes, yeah, like, I got your name from this CD. And I'm like, CD? What are you?
A CD you gave dude. Wow.
I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, yeah, it's like a CD and it was a house music on it. I got it from my brother Chris. I'm like, what? She was like, it's like yellow and it's got your name on it. And like my heart stopped. She's like, yeah, he gave it to me. I was at the den one night.
Wow.
The same CD I gave him, he gave to her because she was like, I need some music to listen to on the drive back to Atlanta.
Dead.
And her exact words to me was, we play this CD over and over and over again.
Okay.
So to answer your question, how would I feel? Some guy comes up to me, no, I don't know you. I don't know if you're going to break my records. I don't know if you're going to wreck my CDJs. I don't know if you're going to tear up my controller. I don't know you. But imagine if it's somebody who is, say, like a Kid Capri.
Right.
Walks into the room, we at my house kicking it. I'm like, first of all, why is Kid Capri in my house? And second of all, he just came up to me and asked if he can get on. Of course you can.
Well, first of all, let's be real. It's Kid Capri.
That's my point.
You did.
Now, I was being extreme with the example.
Got you.
You see what I'm saying?
But I feel you.
But it's like you walking in the house. Oh, Tono, you could be over there mingling or whatever. You come in, man. Let me get on. Man, knock yourself out. You see what I'm saying? I wouldn't even think twice.
Right.
But for people who think that jumping in this game is just buying a controller, buying a laptop, having a bunch of music, no. People appreciate when they know who you are and what they're gonna and basically what they are about to receive.
The experience, man.
The experience
of it all.
You know? So yeah, man.
Okay. So you're doing house music. Mm-hmm. You make the jump to hip hop, which by the way, your knowledge of hip hop is so silly.
What?
It's silly. You are truly a backpack boy. Yeah. I don't give a damn. I don't care what you do with that house in this.
Yeah, right.
You are a backpack boy.
Absolutely.
You are high.
100%.
If I had to put a face on Hyde Park, you are on the Mount Rushmore.
Hey, man.
You are on the Mount Rushmore Hyde Park when it comes to faces to me.
I appreciate that.
So, who are some of the DJs outside of this plethora of giants you to name? Who are some of the DJs that you look forward to hearing? Like if you go out and you hanging out, or you know what I'm saying, you see a plug and be like, oh, I got to be there, or I gotta go check my man out.
I'm glad you prefaced the question like that, because I don't like stack ranking people. But that's a outstanding question. You, of course, I mean, I can't honestly say I didn't have a good time when Wild Child was spinning.
Man, thank you.
I can honestly say I probably had too much fun. You know what I mean? The list is endless, because one of the things that I absolutely 100% adore about this city of ours is that the DJs, male and female, who have established themselves and who find themselves doing events all around the city for whatever reason, all of them, man, all of them bring absolute fire to the table. Absolute fire to the table.
Yeah, for the most part, I gotta agree.
If I had to talk about some of the ones that I really do enjoy, and I know for a fact that I'm gonna get my head, busted,
cracked wide
open. Like I said, my man Torrin
Edmond, shout out.
My man Vok. Bulu.
Definitely.
Kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
The legendary.
Man. Vince Adams.
Absolutely.
Are you kidding me?
Absolutely.
But man, cats that really blow my dome. And again, this is no slight or anything of that nature. Man, Mike Dunn is different.
Listen. What?
Mike is different.
Absolutely different.
Mike just he doesn't. He gets his props and all of that good stuff, man. But that dude's a real technician on that demo. Terry, I think a lot of people don't realize how musically cerebral Terry Hunter is.
No doubt.
With his
no doubt.
with his sets.
No doubt.
Yeah. DJ Alicia.
Yeah. Yeah. I think. Let me tell you something about Alicia. I remember really first hearing her, and she was. First of all, I've never heard a female bang out steppers joints the way she. Listen, what? And then to kind of just be there and see the transition she did into the house realm and get as much recognition and love.
That night at her spot.
Oh, the joint we did.
Oh.
Hey man, listen.
Right.
Hey man, listen.
Speaking of Alicia, so we gonna bring it up.
Let me tell you something. COVID was a horrible ass thing to happen.
True.
But it was a beautiful thing to happen.
True.
Because it brought the DJs to light.
True.
It put us in the forefront, right?
True.
Shout out to D Nice for almost being one of the head honchos of getting us on a social platform.
Absolutely.
Shouts out. But I have to salute every DJ who took the time during COVID to get themselves together and put they Twitch game together, put they Facebook lives, the Instagram live, just period, man. Like, it was so many DJs during that point that we sitting in the house, we can't go nowhere. You got to be cautious at all times. It really exposed me to a lot of dope. Like, don't get me wrong, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate all the DJs I heard, but to sit back and be like, damn, who? Word.
Right. Word.
All right, bet. Let me tune in. You coming back on when? Bet. I'm on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So shouts out to COVID.
Number one.
But no shout out to COVID. You feel me?
Yeah. Yes.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
So take me to your pregame. When you head into a party, what do you do?
Take a nap. I take a nap, man. If I don't have a nap, knowing that I'm about to be up, you know, especially when I'm doing a residency at M Lounge, you know, you know, that's 9 to 2 a.m. You know, now granted, you know, we call the last call about 1:20.
Of course.
See what I'm saying? And we shutting down at about 1:45 to get everybody out of there. But it's still a long night.
It's still a long day because, you know, as most people don't want to give credit to, they don't understand that we as DJs, one of the first ones there.
And the last to leave.
One of the last to leave. Most times lugging gear.
Man.
And I don't think people really understand that having to please a room of at least 75 to 100 people, that's a lot of personalities to have to satisfy.
Every other week.
Yes.
And then you don't want to do the same set.
Man.
Or sound the same. Or do the same thing. So I do take a nap. But my pregame literally starts on Thursday night.
Really?
And I'll explain why.
Okay.
You said I'm a hip hop head, my knowledge of music, all of that, right?
Right.
I'm gonna give you a little secret. It's actually I'm almost OCD with my organization. So every Thursday, without question, I download the music that I'm gonna either purchase from my different sources on top of the music that I'm gonna grab from my digital record pool.
Got you. Okay.
I try to listen to as much of it as I can so I can find the secret bangers.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? And I want to do something whereas I can introduce something new. It might not be new to them, but it's new to me.
Right.
You see what I'm
right.
saying?
Right.
But I might find a gem, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna play this.
Always.
I play it once or twice, you know, throughout the course of the evening or whatever, because I like the song. But that's pre-gaming to me. Pre-gaming to me is making sure everything in your crates, your library, whether you're doing it digitally or with vinyl or with CDs or whatever, but making sure everything is organized.
Bet.
So that when you get to where you're going to do what you're about to do, you're not thrown off.
Right. Okay, so let me ask you this then. In your humble opinion, what do you think is the secret or the formula, right, to being in this game for an elongated period of time?
Relationships.
That's the master key for you.
Relationships. That's the master key for me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I think that. See, I think where a lot of people get caught up is they think that. Oh, I remember you and I talked on the. You and I talked after the Brewfest one year, and you like, man, what's up? I'm like, well, I can't make the call.
Yeah.
But I can tell you who can.
That was the last. We was still in Hyde Park.
We still in Hyde Park.
Still in Hyde Park. I remember that.
You see what I'm saying?
And that following year. Oh my God, yo.
Relationships, bro.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. The second thing is you think a lot of people think that if I'm only successful if I'm at a festival or if I'm at this bar or if I'm at this event. But nah.
It's a lot of cats that's working that
It's
don't
a lot
hardly
of
say nothing.
Man, and they don't have to. They don't have to. And I think a part of that is they want to kind of protect what they're doing, which I all the way respect that. But another part is like, man, I'm making bread out here.
Right.
And I don't necessarily the drug is fame. It seems like the drug is fame and not feeding your family or taking care of yourself or doing the things that that you like to do, that this side hustle or if this is your full-time job affords you to do.
Got you.
You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So I think as long as you ain't out here effing nobody over.
Which, anyway.
Number one.
Anyway.
Ain't out here biting, sounded like the next man or woman.
I got a story to that. Let me jump in real quick.
Please
I
do.
swear to God. So I'm hanging out. I forgot where I was, somewhere out south somewhere. Mm-hmm. So I happened to walk in the joint or whatever. And I, walk in and I hear the music. I'm like, yo, okay. But then I start really paying attention to the transitions and the songs that's being played. I'm like, damn, that sounds like something I would do. And I'm probably talking not even 2 minutes later, you're in the mix with DJ What? So I turns around and it's a dude in the booth going. So I walk over, I'm like, yo, you doing your thing, dog. He was like, man, thank you, man. I've been doing this thing for a while. I just try to do hot shit. And I'm like, I said, so what's your name? He was like, oh, I'm Wild Child. I said, word. Word. Like you Wild Child. It's like, yeah, man, I said, oh, okay, cool. All right, I'll holler at you though. So I go grab my man. Mind you, apparently dude didn't know who I was or whatever. So I go grab my man. I walk him back over. I introduce myself. I said, yo, this Wild Child. My man was like, the fuck you talking about? What? I was like, that's Wild Child. He looked and was like, man, if you don't get the hell out, hey, what? So bottom line, we finished dialecting and whatnot. He was like, hey, my man, you know who this is? My man like, no, he didn't introduce himself. I said, yeah, because I'm Wild Child. And he just looked. He was like, no, huh? Right. You know what I'm saying? Dog.
Oh, that Pac-Man, remember Pac-Man died?
Right. Bottom line, man,
Excuse
listen,
me.
I that was my first time and probably the only time I really experienced that. And it was just like, wow. So on the back end of that, I'm saying all that to say, on the back end of that, I'm like, dog, they really out here stealing.
I mean, We all get influenced.
We do, but my God,
Yeah,
man.
absolutely. I mean, yeah.
You that bold enough to play my whole mix, my drop, and everything?
Yeah, that's wild.
That's so disrespectful. You stupid. That's so disrespectful. But
Yeah.
I don't know. On the flip side, can you be like, yo, that's kind of flattering?
Yeah, imitation is the biggest form of flattery, but you know, if you really do truly appreciate, you know, this game and this art form, you know, the biggest thing that you can do is find your own sound.
Absolutely.
Find your own.
Absolutely.
You don't have to stay in your own lane. You see what I'm saying? Like a lot of people, when we were at Alicia's house,
Right.
you asked me, you said, hey, I bought the S9, you want to jump, you know, use it? I'm like, I'm going to use the CDJs. And you look like, what? Huh? And I jumped on, and I played that house music.
Yes, you did. Yes, you
And
did. My God, you did.
And a lot of people
Ugh.
don't understand
Ugh.
that I don't do it because I'm trying to infiltrate the house community in some, but that's how I was. That's what I originally learned on, and I enjoy playing it.
Got you.
But it's real easy to get caught up in all the hits and just playing all the. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So
and for me, that's one thing I've always admired about you. You would play the hits, but you played them hits that wasn't the hits. If I'm to
how much music is out here?
dog, listen. We say it all the time. It's so much
There's
music
so
out
much
here.
music out here,
Like,
and
yo.
you only got a limited amount of time to play it.
Absolutely. Cause dog, you played a couple of joints that night at Lisa's house. I almost want to punch you in your throat.
And, you know, I would have understood that. I would have respected that. You know, I know it's coming from a place of love.
Dog.
I'm gonna say this. Me and Torrin, we were talking about this the other day. We were talking about Shazam, and we were talking about how, you know, you have people that literally sit in sets and they'll just Shazam, you know,
the whole joint.
But the thing that they don't realize and lose sight of is that Shazam doesn't help you with context.
It's all about placement.
It's all about placement. Like, where are you going to be where you're going to actually get an opportunity to either play this particular song or play this particular set? Now, do I use Shazam? Absolutely. Of course. I hear stuff all the time. Man, what is that? You know, but I don't envision myself inserting it somewhere
the same way.
Exactly.
Right,
you can't copy the moment.
So like me, I use Shazam. Like if I hear something, it's a reminder.
Absolutely.
I use it like, oh, I need to go grab that.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
you know, I think that's where a lot of DJs get lost at, is not knowing how to really place, right? And me and you have had the conversation like, yo, and we're going to wrap it up in a minute. Cool. But we've had the conversation of I appreciate technology and what it's done for the game, but I also dislike what it's done for the game because it's made it so simple for anybody to go get a laptop, get a controller, pick up a couple of records. I'm a DJ.
But you can't cheat the process.
You know what I mean?
You can't. You cannot.
Like,
you can't cheat the process.
Absolutely
bro.
not. Like, I don't mind giving out a couple of records or sharing music. Like, you my mans. We can sit and share music. I'll give you my hard drive.
No problem.
Now, this isn't to knock any newbies, but I need you to put in a little footwork with this.
Yeah.
The same way I paid for that record pool, the same way I had to sit around and search for music.
Yeah.
I need you to sit down and do your homework too, because I think that's another way you find your voice in this game.
Man, shout out my man Boy Genius. Shout out J Grilla. They put some of the hottest remixes and little things that they put out. And you know what?
Hear me.
I either cop them on Bandcamp or, you know, they'd be like, hey man, I got something hot. I want to send your way. Or I hear it, I'd be like, hey man, I gotta have that. You, no problem. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No problem whatsoever.
Yeah,
no problem whatsoever. I know we first of all, man, thank you so much. Again, big shout out to Love and Course Crew for the
Yes,
sponsorship.
absolutely. Candle Delight, man.
The Candle Delight, the aura, ambiance, all that is good.
Brother.
But I do want to, if I may, plug an event we're doing.
Have yourself.
You can always catch me in M Lounge Fridays or Saturday nights. Follow me on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, all the same handles, DJ J Grilla. But March 23rd, DuSable Museum, Jokes, Beats, and Culture. Jokes, Beats, and Culture. So that's jokesbeatsxculture.com. Cop tickets. We got Changing Faces in the building doing a show. My man Cosign is hosting. Esau McGraw is on the comedy.
Huh? The Stroke You Up Girls?
Yes, the Stroke You Up Girls. Shout out my man Knowledge Beckham for putting it all together. Jokes, Beats, and Culture. Listen, it's going to be a whole new experience, for comedy and R&B. And I just really want Chicago to come through and enjoy it. So that's March 23rd, 2024. JokesBeatsandCulture.com. JokesBeatsXculture.com. Cop tickets there. But you can always find me at M Lounge doing my thing, man. I love it there. We have such a good time.
Yes, sir.
It's grown, and more grown. So
ain't nothing wrong with grown and more grown.
Absolutely,
you feel me?
Absolutely.
Man,
absolutely.
So man, again, thank you, my boy, for coming through, man. This has been a pleasure. This won't be the last time.
Of course.
Digging into the mind of one of the unsung heroes of this here city. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Hey, so listen, thank y'all for tuning in, man. It's been a pleasure. It's been a joyride. Make sure you share this. Make sure you come back for the next episode. Until then, it's your man DJ Wildchild. We appreciate you. Drop the Beat Podcast. See y'all next week. Peace.
Thank you, brothers and sisters. We have something hip that we want to present to you.
Yo, sound man, turn it up.